Hello everyone, greetings for the day. Welcome to another tutorial of Excel. Today we are in part 2 of conditional formatting. Hope you would have been already through the part 1 of conditional formatting. So today we'll be talking about the highlighting cell rules of top and bottom. So basically we call it as highlight cell rules based on top and bottom rules. So here we'll be understanding how the data can be highlighted, unlike the conditions what we have used in part 1, like how we define it based on a particular condition that equal to, less than, and like using some operators. Now in part 2 we'll be understanding the top and bottom rules, which will be talking about how to highlight the top 10 items, top 20 items, top 5 values in a particular range or something. So let's quickly get started with the same and see what exactly we have got here. So I've got a small piece of data here, which you can see right on the screen, where I've got some random students who contain some kind of examination score, where they have written the examination. I've got 3 subjects where the scores are written. So it's just a template data to understand like how the conditional formatting done. It's not having any kind of relation with any realistic values or any student's particular scores. So the conditional formatting, what I'm talking about is the second one here, the top bottom rules, where we can see the options like top 10 items, top 10 percentages, bottom 10 items, bottom 10 percentage, above average, below average, and more rules. So we'll be looking at the 6 options here. More rules is, again, as I told you earlier, we'll be talking about creating a formula and applying our own option to format it, where this I'll be taking in the part 3 to make you understand that how the custom formula can be entered here. So let's understand what is these options are all about. So basically these options will highlight the top 10 items. When I say top 10 item, it will be highlighting the top 10 values in the given range. So sometimes it becomes quite complicated to understand looking at the similar values mentioned here, like 46, 45, 49. Then it's quite complicated, but this is small sample data. What we have around students of like 1,000 students in a college and university, where we want to highlight that who are the top 5 students of the academic year. So what I'll be doing here is I need to just select the entire range which I want to target to highlight the conditional formatting, and then move to conditional formatting here, where I can just move in, go to top bottom rules, and select top 10 items. Now Excel by default picks up 10 as top 10. The reason is the option is having the name as top 10 items, and it's not fixed at all at any point of time. If you wish to reduce the count or increase the count, you can always do that. So for example, if I need the top 5 students or top 5 scorers in the list here, then I can see only the top 5 scorers here, and I can also get highlighted with which subject, which student. Or you can always do the customization change, which I've told you already in the part 1. Or if you wish to have more students, we can have a look there as well. And you can increment it, say for example top 10 students, and it will increase the can count. And say OK. Now you can see that the cell is highlighting the top 10 students, which will be easy for you to track and trace that out of these who is the highest, and you can go for again the conditional formatting and highlight multiple conditions. So that's the very first thing, that how to highlight the conditional formatting using top 10 items. So before I go ahead with the next option, let me just clear these, and how to remove a conditional formatting is here. You need to be conditional formatting option, and then at the bottom you see clear rules, and all you have to do is just select clear rules from selected cells, because maybe sometime you would not be interested to remove anything outside the selected range. So just go for the first option, because the second option says the entire sheet. So wherever you would have applied in that entire sheet, it will be removing that. So let's go for the first one, and it's clear. So let's try with the second option, which is called as conditional formatting, top bottom rules, top 10 percentages. Now here it's a little different, and we talk about the top 10 percentage is with respect to the number of cells. So if you can just let me add the cell reference here as well, cancel, right click on the taskbar, and add the number of cells. Cell mode. Okay, I'm sorry, the count is displayed here already, which is enabled. So go for top bottom rules, top 10 percentage, and say okay. So now 10% of 33, like it basically highlights the top 3 cells. The reason is 10% of the count 33 is 3.3, where 3.3 round figure is 3 cells, so it's highlighting 3 cells to you. Now if I increase this to 20%, which should be 6 cells, and you can see the top 6 cells being highlighted. So this goes with respect to the percentage of the total number of cells you have selected, not the score, okay, not the value. Here basically it goes with how many cells I need to highlight. Instead of going with the count, is going with the number of percentage or amount of percentage of the total range selected. So if I have 33 count here, 33 cells here being selected, then it's just trying to make sure that I need to highlight the 20% of the number of cells, which is 6 cells here, and it's highlighting. So if I say 100%, then you can see everything being highlighted. So that's what will clarify you what exactly is happening here on the screen. And again, you can always change the font style using custom format and have your own pick, like going to have maybe a strike through just to display the highlighted values, maybe bold, italic, anything, one of your choice. You can pick the font color, maybe dark blue, and the background fill, you can switch to fill and pick up something which should be visible on the background, blue or light colors like gray, and say okay. And you can see that now. Say okay, and here it's quite highlighted, 92, 96, 97, based on your conditions. Now, similarly, let's quickly remove this because I'll be having the same data being used. So, conditional formatting, clear rules. So go for clear selected cells. Now the next one is the similar thing which is on the other side, like bottom 10 items. So bottom 10 items means the least 10 scores. Let me reduce it to 5 and see the least 5 scores is 20, 17, 15, 28, 29. So you can sequence it. It's basically not sorting, okay? This is about conditional formatting where the data remains rearranged without sorting it. It's just highlighting in the range. Say okay. So it's showing you the bottom 5 items now. Let's clear this rules and look at the other option, clear selected cells. Now, the fourth thing what we'll be understanding is bottom 10%, but it will again show you 10% of the total range, that is 3 cells, but from the bottom. So let's try this. And 10%, the last 3 scores are 15, 17, and 20. So it's just the same logic what we used in the top 10 percentages. It's just on the other way around, the bottom 10 percentages, and the percentage means the number of cells of the total count here at the bottom. So say okay, and yes, it does highlight the same thing. The next thing is about above average and below average, but before that, let me just quickly clear the cells. All right, the next fifth option what you have here is called as above average. Now, the Excel is capable of calculating the average automatically as soon as you select the range. The number of cells what you've selected, the average will be automatically calculated, which you can see at the bottom very well, which says average as 58.90, which is the cumulative average of the entire range what I've selected right now. But when I say above average, that who all are above 58.9 will be highlighted, and when I say below average, it will be highlighting the cells below 58.9. So let's look at it. Now here you don't have a provision to define a user defined value because average is a formulated thing and is calculated by Excel itself. So you just can define the format option. So all the cells containing values above 58.90 will be highlighted here. Why is so? What is 58.9? It's the average which you can see at the bottom, which is automatically calculated by Excel. Now you can see there's no such value which is highlighted. above 58.9. So even there is one is 58 here, which is on the margin, but it's below 58.9, so it's not highlighted. Now let's clear this and see the below average as well. So let's go with the clear rules first to remove formatting, not the values, and the below average, which will be highlighting the other way around, which is below 58.9, where the average says 58.9. So say OK, and it's just highlighting all the values which are below 58.9. So here the average is calculated automatically by Excel. I'm repeating again, because you don't have to wonder like how exactly this resolution has come, or how the solution has happened, and what was the magic behind it. So there's no magic in Excel. Everything is a logic which we apply and we need to understand. So other than that, obviously you have an option called as more rules, which you can create on your own, and you can define something which we'll be looking at the coming tutorial. So stay tuned to understand more about it. The third tutorial will be talking about the other three options, like what are data bars, what is color scales, and what icon sets are, plus the new rule. So I'll be talking about all these remaining options in the part 3. So keep following the same. So hope you have understood the top bottom rules of conditional formatting, and definitely helped you to create something new today. Hope you enjoyed the video and definitely learned something new today. Do comment your queries, doubts, clarifications below so that I can get back to you with more details on the same and get it clarified. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to get latest updates on the new videos about basic Excels and advanced. To get notified, do not forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you team for watching the video. Happy learning.